This bad boy is the new Colossus Bivvy from Tracker, and as the name suggests, it is absolutely huge. Designed for the session angler, for guys that fish in pairs, takes up a massive amount of space, but boy is it worth it. I've fished under this on purpose on my own just to get a feel for it, and I have to say I am now converted. So to talk to you about putting the bivvy up, very similar to a normal Armo dome, to be honest. Ground sheet goes out first. That's absolutely huge. This swim Coast Point is a massive swim and it's taken up 2/3 of it. So before you get one, you need to make sure it's going to go in the swims that you're going to be fishing. So ground sheet goes down first, then the inner tent goes up, and the inner tent isn't waterproof. That's just like the sort of fly sheet material, and that's what gives it the double skin eventually and keeps away the condensation. So that goes on, peg it down as normal. And then the outer skin goes on. That's got a separate rib at the front to pull it out further to create the porch. It has to be pegged out separately, so there are a lot of pegs to go in with this bivvy, but once it's up, it is worth it. Pegging it out separately keeps a gap between the two skins and means no condensation or water goes through. It's made out of the Aquatex material, which is totally waterproof. The water just beads off of that beautifully. And then to talk about a few of the features on the front of the bivvy, we've got these huge Mozzie panels on here. That's great when you're sitting inside. You've got a lovely view of the lake through these. And they zip back down and Velcro on as well. So when that Aquatex panel comes down, it's nice and neat and completely waterproof. Another nice feature is this strap. You've got it on either side of the bivvy for keeping the rod in when it's sitting up there when you're putting another bait on. There's nothing worse than rods sliding off the bivvy. And then the tubes that are actually making this bivvy are much thicker than a normal bivvy because it is so much bigger. And there will be a frame support to go with this when it does actually come out, which is going to make it even more sturdy if that's possible. That's super sturdy as it is now. So they're the features on the outside of the bivvy. Let's have a look inside. Check out my crib, look at that. Absolutely palatial in here. We've got two huge bed chairs inside and you can see how much room there is between them. And to talk to you about my side of the bivvy, the east wing as it were, I've got all my stuff at the back there. Everything I normally take with me for my normal sessions has all disappeared at the back of the bed chair, and there's still all that room between them. We've got space in the middle there for a bivvy table and everything else. And to talk to you about some of the features, first of all, moving up to the roof here, got a lovely mesh canopy to put all your clothing in to keep that out of the way. That's a really good idea. We've got a huge mesh panel at the back there. Obviously you can roll up the panel on the outside of the bivvy as well and just let that air flow through the bivvy. So on days like today, it's nearly 30 degrees outside. It's beautiful and cool in here. So that's a really nice feature. The internal door zips all the way up if you want it to, but in a fishing situation like this, obviously you've got it rolled down and there's a nice little bag. It's sewn into the integral ground sheet to stop it getting dirty as well. And then moving over to the other side, just to give you a bit more of an aspect of just how much room there is in this bivvy. If that's not enough, there's another 2.5 foot at the front, which is your porch. In it, I'm keeping my bait, so I don't have to store it inside the bivvy. You can put wet clothes in there, guest chairs, whatever you want to. So if you're doing long sessions, you're going fishing with your boy or your missus or whatever, I cannot recommend the Colossus strongly enough.